Let's look at another macroeconomic indicator, which is exchange rates in Uganda. Exchange rate. Uganda runs a floating or flexible exchange rate regime since the early 1990s. Our exchange rate is floating, like it depends on the market forces of demand and supply. It's ever changing depending on the market forces of demand and supply. And the market players, we have banks and forex bureaus. They determine the rates of exchange because they are the main people that use money. Yeah, the banks and forex bureaus determine the rate of exchange. Bank of Uganda only intervenes to prevent sharp volatilities, like to prevent the exchange rate from going too high and going too low. Yeah, but in other ways, it does not intervene. The exchange rate is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. Yeah. So let's look at the reasons why did Uganda adopt a flexible exchange rate. Like when it keeps on changing according to the market forces of demand and supply. First is fixing perpetuates trade and BOU deficits. Once you fix the exchange rate, it might what? It may discourage people from carrying out trade because you might fix the exchange rate that is low. Yeah, that is too low for them, so it may discourage them from carrying out trade. Then to avoid overvaluation of the shilling, which affects Uganda's exports. So if you set a fixed exchange rate, you might overvalue the shilling, yet it is not supposed to have that value. So you just leave it to determine itself according to the demand and supply. Then to avoid distortion of price structures of imports. Yeah. Then another reason is to reduce on the depletion of foreign exchange reserves to curb shortages. And another reason is to reduce the emergence of parallel markets like the black market. Once you set the exchange rate that is low, it will lead to black markets whereby people can sell things somewhere else where the exchange rate is high. So it will lead to black markets. Then flexibility helps the economy to adjust to external shocks. Yeah, in case the demand is low, the exchange rate will change accordingly. In case the supply is high, the exchange rate will change accordingly. So it helps the economy to adjust to external shocks. Yeah, so those are some of the reasons why Uganda adopted a flexible exchange rate. Then let's look at the reasons why Ugandans demand for Forex. Why do we demand for foreign currency in our country? The first reason is to pay for imports, goods and services such as medicine, cars, air tickets, etc. Yeah. If you are to buy imports, you have to pay in their foreign currency. You have to pay in dollars, you have to pay in Kenyan shillings, things like that. So it's the reason why we demand for Forex, to pay for imports. Another one is to pay investors. Investors also want to be paid in their currency. Direct and portfolio investors repatriate their profits and dividends in foreign currency. Then another one is to pay international obligations such as UN dues, EAC, AU, African Union contributions, Commonwealth, World Trade Organization, etc. So if you are to pay international obligations like paying UN, you cannot pay them in Ugandan shillings. You have to pay them in their respective currencies. So it's one of the reasons why Uganda as a country demands for Forex. Another one is to pay external debt. To pay external debt, if you borrow from abroad, when you're paying back, you're supposed to pay back in their currency. Yeah. If you borrow in dollars, you're supposed to pay back in dollars. So those are the main reasons why we demand for Forex: to pay for imports, to pay investors, to pay international obligations, to pay external debt. Let's look at the sources of Forex in Uganda. Where do we get the foreign currency from in our country? Sources of Forex. Foreign exchange earnings are from exports of goods and services, for example, coffee and tourism respectively. Once you sell to Americans, they'll pay you in dollars, so you end up getting foreign money. So foreign exchange earnings from exports is a source of Forex in Uganda. Then remittances from Ugandans living and working abroad. The people who are working abroad, when they are to send money to Ugandans, they always send it in the country's currency. For example, if they're in America, they'll send it in dollars. If they're in South Africa, they'll send it in rands. Yeah, so we always get it from the Ugandans living and working abroad. That is a source of Forex in Uganda. Then another one is public transfers. Yeah. For example, especially the official development assistance in form of budget support, project aid, and NGO transfers. If they are to give you transfers or offers or donations from other countries, they will give you in their currency. They'll give you in dollars, they'll give you in pounds, they'll give you in euros. They'll not give you the money in shillings. Yeah. Another one is foreign direct investment. When investors come to Uganda, they come and invest, they come with their domestic currency and they come to invest it in the country. So those are the four main sources of Forex in Uganda: exports, remittances, public transfers, and then foreign direct investments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and watch my next video. Tap on the join button and become a member of the Nature Academy.